Alright, it's a little bit bright in here. It's the afternoon. I got the sun coming in again. But anyway, today we're going to build some number sense, and we're going to talk about the number line, ordering, and comparing. And this is lesson number 9. Alright, so let's talk about number lines. A number line is a line that goes forever in opposite directions. It's not a line segment. So lines, remember, have an arrow right there showing that this line keeps going forever and ever in that direction. To the left, we have negative numbers. So we have -1, -2, -3, -4. In the middle, we have 0. And in the right, it's in the positive direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we have negative and positive on the number line. And a little side note, if you didn't know, this little dash next to all these numbers looks like a subtraction sign, kind of. It's actually a negative sign. It's a little bit up and to the left of these numbers, kind of up in the air. So, if you are talking about what's least or greatest, the greater numbers are on the right-hand side. The further to the right the number is, the more positive. And we're just going to talk about whole numbers today and counting numbers. Counting numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole numbers are all the numbers including 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then negative numbers are to the left of 0. So a little side note, we were at Walmart the other day, and my son really wanted a Beyblade, but he didn't have his money. So he asked, "Dad, please buy me this Beyblade, and I'll pay you back." The Beyblade cost $9, so I'll show it to you really quick.
Hi, we're doing a Beyblade burst. As you can see, I already started it, and we're going to do a Beyblade fight. So it's orange against blue. Looks like orange won.
I'm going. Okay, so I bought Israel his little Beyblade, as you just saw it, and since he did not have his money at the store, I paid for it. So Israel owed me
$9.
$9. So on a number line, he was at negative $9. The reason why I'm telling this is because he asked the question, "What's a negative number, Dad?" I said, negative number is basically, a good way to think about it is if you owe someone something. So he owes me $9. So.
Hi. My mom is watching
Okay. My children were being silly while I was doing this number line. Hopefully you weren't being silly. Okay, so be serious, guys. So Israel, you are negative $9. Okay, you want to get back to 0. So in order to do that, you have to pay me $9. So go ahead, pay me the money. Count it out so they can see, Israel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4 plus 5 is $9. So now Israel is back to 0. I'm sure you guys already knew that, but I'm just building some number sense so you guys can understand numbers. Yeah. I am rolling in the dough now. Alright, so we're going to talk a little bit more about the number line. I hope you enjoyed that little Beyblade break. Like I said, a number line goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. So we're going to go to the right, more to the right, more to the right, and we can keep going to the right and pretend that this line just kept going all the way. And we're seeing a different section of the line. We're nowhere near the 0 where the 0 is, the origin. We're way out here. So we go so far the arrow goes forever, and we finally get to 112. That's what weight I wrestled in high school. I wrestled 112 pounds. And then, let's see, we have two more numbers. Your book wants to know what's bigger, 121 or, if I can erase that, 211. So we basically have three numbers, or three digits. You can barely see that, huh? It's a little darker. And they want you to place these two numbers, 121 on the number line and 211. Basically, the 2 and the 1s we have the same numbers, they're just in different places. So 121, is that larger or smaller than 112? Well, we know that it's larger, so we can put it right here. You don't have to put a hash mark for every single number. Okay, we just want to know that 121 is larger than 112. Okay, so if 112 and 121 are here, where is 211? Is it going to be over here? No, because 211 is larger than those. I'd much rather have $211 than $121. So we're going to go, are we going to be, is it really close to 121? No, it's not close. 211 is more like out here. Okay, so this number line kind of gives us a sense of where these numbers are in relation to each other, in regards to value of which one's bigger, which one's smaller, which one's greater, which one's less. Alrighty, so example number 2. We have two numbers and it says to compare those numbers. When we do comparisons, there's a couple different symbols you need to know. You need to know the equal symbol. You need to know the greater than symbol, and you need to know the less than symbol. I'm sure you guys have heard the whole alligator analogy. The alligator wants to eat the number that's larger. But you also need to know that if it's opening, you read from left to right. So if this was a sentence, like Mr. M is greater than, I don't want to compare people, that's not fair. Mr. M is, let's say, 5 is greater than 4. So you read from left to right, and since it's larger here, it's greater than. And if you had written it this way, then you would say 4 is less than 5, because the less than, or the point, the smaller part of this symbol, is on the left-hand side, and you read from left to right, so you're thinking less than. I don't know if that helps make sense determining which one. So we have these symbols, and we use them to evaluate or compare these two numbers. 5,012, 5,102. Well, this is $5,012. Let's cover up the 5 right there. Okay, if you have the same number of digits in each number, you can cover up the first digit in each number. I don't know if I'm blocking this. Can you see? So now we have 12 and 102. And clearly, 102 is larger than 12. You can only use this little trick if you have the same number of digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these have the same number of digits, and the digit, the number at the far left of this large number, 5 and 5. If that number is the exact same number, so it is the same number because both of these are 5. Hopefully that made sense. So what I do is I say, okay, so this is 5, this is 5. It's both 5,000. 5,000 equals 5,000. So that doesn't give me enough information to know how to evaluate this. So I just cover that up, the 5, and then I see that 102 is larger than 12. Or this 5,012 is less than 5,102. Hopefully that makes sense. Alright, I just stifled a sneeze, so if I sneeze halfway through, I apologize. Alright, so we have two different expressions. 16 divided by 8 divided by 2, 16 divided by 8 divided by 2. Notice I did a little pause there because these parentheses change the order of operations. Order of operations, if you guys remember, it is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay? So, the very first thing we always do is please, or parentheses. So when we're going to evaluate these two, we're going to determine which is larger and which is smaller of these two expressions. And in order to do that, we have to evaluate. So parentheses goes first. So if you're trying to figure out, do I take 16 divided by 8? Or do I do 8 divided by 2 first? Well, in this case, parentheses say, do this first. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And I want you to do, how I'm doing this, I want you to do it the same way at home. So I'm working down. I'm writing the answer of these two numbers. Once they're evaluated, I'm writing it directly below. I have not yet evaluated 16 divided by 8, so that comes straight down. There's the divided sign. There's the 16 sign. Okay? So 16 divided by 4, I'm going to evaluate those two things, and that answer to that comes straight down. 4. Alright, let's do this now. 16 divided by 8. This time, order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay. My dear. So you're going to multiply and divide from left to right, which means that you're going to do 16 divided by 8 because that's on the left hand side and 8 divided by 2 is on the right. So 16 divided by 8 is going to be 2. When I evaluate that, it's 2. Then I bring, since I haven't evaluated the divided by 2 yet, that comes straight down. Divided by 2. Now I evaluate that. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's clear to see that 1 is less than 4. Alright, so we're going to rewrite this word problem as a mathematical expression. It says 1/4 is less than 1/2. Alright, so if we're going to do 1/4, we write that like this, 1/4. Okay, so that represents 1/4. If you wanted to represent 2/4, you could do that. 3/4 would be 3/4. 4/4 would be 4/4, which would equal 1. And you could even go more than that, do improper fractions like 217/4. How many fourths do you have? 217. But this problem says 1/4 is less than 1/2. 1/2 is 1/2. Okay, so that is the answer. You've written the expression numerically. And that is pretty much all we have today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Good luck on your homework.